Start with another statement, and we'll open up the questions.
Yeah, I mean, thank God it's a 40-minute game, not a 20-minute game. I think give Seattle Pacific a lot of credit. They came in with some swagger, and like they were making some tough shots. I thought in the first half, I thought 3 of their threes were tough shots, end of the shot clock. They were contested, but they made them, and that's what good shooters do. But I thought our energy was off in the first half for whatever reason. Like we didn't have any juice, and and who knows, like some of those threes, that takes a little juice out of you. But in the second half, kind of just challenged the team at halftime, and I asked them, I said, what defense you want to play? You need to take ownership of this. This is you guys. And they said, hey, after every make, coach, we're picking up. We're picking up full. We're pressuring, and which is what we should have been doing in the first half. But to give our guys credit, the energy changed, the defensive, intensity changed. I thought we got some deflections, some steals. We started, getting some layups and getting some open threes. I thought DJ, knocking down some shots. I don't think he scored in the first half. I think he had all 18 of his points, maybe in the second half and knocking down threes. But I thought the difference maker was Tyree. You look on the stat sheet and he's 0 for 2 from the field and had 2 points. I thought he controlled the entire game. He's the one that got everybody's shots. His energy defensively sparked us. Even in the first half, he was playing his butt off. He was the only one playing hard. But in the second half, I thought he was tremendous. But thank goodness we started making some shots, and and then even in the second half, I felt like we got all the 50-50 hustle plays. I felt like we got those. The long rebounds, for the most part, we got them all, which is what. We're not talented enough to not get those.
Hey, Coach. It seems that you've kind of been mentioning the energy hasn't been where you wanted it for the first couple games, including dating back to the exhibition. Is that kind of just a byproduct of these early season non-conference games, and how do you kind of get it to where you want from the opening minutes?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a great question because we got to figure it out quick. And we got to figure it out by Sunday, and I don't know if it's changing the starting lineup, like whatever we got to do, but whatever we have to do, I'm going to do it. And, and guys got to have some, they got to have personal pride in how they play and the energy they bring. And I always tell them there's only 3 things: best energy, best effort, best teammate. And you control that. Each one of you guys, you control your energy, your effort, and being a great teammate. And, and we got to bring it on Sunday.
Both DJ and Tyler cited the 4-guard lineup, kind of allowing them to be more spacing, kind of having that be a little more open. Did you sense that as well? And maybe is that something you can look at moving forward?
A little bit, and we kind of had to do that tonight, because they basically had 4 guards out there at all times. And, but it is because it gives Tyler an advantage too when he has a 4-man guarding him. But like I said, they were still packing the paint. And it comes down to you have to knock down some shots to loosen it up. And I thought in the second half, I don't know how many threes we made in the second half, 7. Which is we're gonna have to do. If teams pack the paint, you have to knock down shots.
And then Frank, anything you can offer there? Frank Capnong.
Yeah, he just, he's fine. But it's more just kind of a load management type deal. And just making sure that we have him for the whole season. But yeah, he's fine.
Your team looked a little bit shocked when they left the floor at halftime. They got down by 13. To SBU, and did you snap them out of that right away? When you sat them down, because they looked like a different team when they were out, after the second half started.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, for the most part at halftime. But like I said, credit to them. Like they're the ones that have to go do it on the floor. We can yell and scream and do all that. Like the guy, they have to go compete. They had to play with the energy and get in the deflection, toughness plays, and they did that. And so credit to them. But hopefully it's a lesson moving forward. Like, we have to play with the second half energy all 40 minutes. Playing with that Husky jersey, it's too special, man. Like, you can't just give up 20 minutes. You only get 31 or so of these opportunities a year, and you got to take advantage of every game.
And offensively, it almost seems like you're still a little out of sync there, because I'm thinking you're a brand new team, and it's just not smooth yet.
It's not. It's not at all. It's clunky, and it's been clunky for different reasons. Each team we played was a little different defensively, and it takes time. Nobody's offense is really humming right now. Unless you watch Kentucky and Duke last night, but they're just playing fast and elite players. But like this group, it'll take time, to feel each other out because we're still trying to figure out guys' roles too, and some guys haven't had the minutes they want to produce as much as they want or get the shots that I know they can knock down, and so it'll be a while before we really see what this team is from an offensive standpoint.
Coach, you speak about those roles. Jace Butler looked like he's one of those catalysts for you in the second half. How do you feel he played tonight?
The same he always does. He gives you great effort. I thought, kind of when we started breaking it open, like he had some great effort plays. I think he had an and one. He made a three. He's just one of those tough kids, man. He always puts his nose in there, and and that's like I love our freshmen. Both of them. I think they're tough kids. They're made with the right stuff, and they're both going to be really good players. But they're also going to be freshmen this year too. And I have to understand that they're going to make some mistakes or do some things that drive me crazy, but I know their heart and their intentions in the right place.
One of those things driving you crazy has to be the turnovers early on. What I guess allowed you guys to snap out of that because you only had 3 the rest of the game after I think having 6 in the first.
Yeah,
5
and
minutes.
I think 2 of them, and even 2 of the 3 in the second half were after we got steals and just turned it over where we could have got layups or we got to get something better on that possession. But yeah, the first half they were just sloppy. But we've had sloppy turnovers every game, and like it's going to bite us in the butt just like it did at Nevada.
I guess what can you do to change that? Is there anything in practice drills that you can do, force ball handling, anything like that?
Not really. You just gotta, you just gotta make smarter plays. And our guys are still trying to hit the home run a little bit. And I appreciate them trying to do that. Because they're trying to get the ball to a teammate. But we have to know when to slow it down and when to get a good shot and not force the issue.
I thought Tyler Harris played really well tonight. He just seemed like one of those guys, and I told him about this. He's not all ankles and elbows and flying all over the place. He's kind of smooth. Can you tell us a little bit about his progression and how more comfortable he's become?
Yeah, really proud of like how he played. When he gets to that mid range, he's really hard to guard. He flips his hips and he's 6'8" and long, and he gets that shot up and he's got great touch. We got to get him, some more. We got to design some stuff to get him into that mid-range or getting him driving downhill, because he's elite at shooting that. But I was most proud, I thought defensively, especially in the second half, it felt like he was all over the place. He got a lot of defensive rebounds. He was getting deflections, and that's what we need. When you're blessed with that God-given frame and 6'8", and long and athletic, take advantage of it, and I thought he really did in that second half. Really proud of how he played.
And great. He's doing so many really good things. He had 8 steals, was it today?
7.
7 steals. But he's missing a lot of free throws than the rest of the team. Is that driving you a little bit crazy?
I mean, whenever anybody misses a free throw, it drives me crazy. And I realize he's getting banged around for 40 minutes, but I know how good of a shooter he can be. And he's got to just kind of get in the gym and get that confidence back because he's going to be at the free throw line a lot. He's even last year one of the tops in the country at drawing fouls. And now we got to make the opposition pay when they do foul him because it'll open up the game for everybody.
And then as a team, how do you improve the free throw shooting?
Get DJ Davis on the line because he's 96%. So get him fouled. It's just, getting guys in the gym, and we've been shooting a lot more in the last week, and we just got to continue that. And that way, hopefully when they step up there, they're, confident doing it.
Hey, just the things that you want to see before you guys play on Sunday.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The things that you would like to see before you guys play on Sunday.
In practice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta make each other better in practice. We gotta, and we've been doing a pretty good job, but we gotta ratchet up the intensity defensively. We gotta, because we're gonna see it, from here on out, and we gotta really compete on the defensive end and take pride in guarding our guy. Even tonight we got blown by, especially in the first half, and that our guards got to be able to guard the ball. At this level, you got to be able to guard the ball without fouling.
I want to make sure I got a chance to ask you about the 2 guys that signed with you today and how they fit into the program.
They're awesome. I mean, that's. I can't even tell you how excited I am to have those because those were the 2 guards that I saw this summer, I was like, we have to get these two. I saw, JJ, I've known him forever. I mean, I was at Utah State, so I saw him when he was in Utah. And he might be the truest point guard in the country. He's an old school throwback, tough, physical, pass first. He can score it, makes all the right reads. I think he's a 2-time gold medalist on Team USA. And he's and you see some of the schools that we beat out to get him. We beat out some of the elite. And, really happy. And he's one of those kids that he's about the right stuff. He's a winner. He's a team kid. So really, really fortunate to get him and excited to get him in the program. And Cortland, Coach Sloak, and first off, Coach Bland did a tremendous job with JJ as well as the rest of our staff, and Coach Slocum with Cortland Muldrew. He had a family connection to Cortland because it's not easy to get the kids out of the South to come up all the way to Seattle, and he had every SEC school, Big 12. He could have pretty much picked where he wanted to go, and I saw him at the Top 100 camp, and I thought he was terrific. And both of them have Big 10 bodies. Like they'll be able to come in and play right away. Like Jason Zoom, they got bodies for freshmen, and we're going to have to do that. With multiple guards that we recruit, just because it's such a physical league. But Cortland can, he can score it at all 3 levels. And the thing I love about both of them, and I go back to like Nate Robinson talking to our team in the summer, like those two are dogs. There's a competitive spirit to those two that Husky fans are used to seeing from some of our guards in the past, especially those 2008 to 2015 teams. Like these are competitive kids that have played at a high level, and they take it serious. And they're going to come in from day one, and they're not backing down to anybody. I don't care if it's a senior, junior, like that's the kind of steel that they're made of. And we got to continue to get more and more players like that to then all of a sudden practice. That's when I love coaching practice, because you get some competitive dudes out there and get those dogs, and that's what I like.
How has your recruiting approach evolved at Washington, and what does it say about your early start, the way you can grab 2 top 50, top 100 prospects at 3 games into the season?
Yeah, there's no science to recruiting right now. It's literally the wild, wild west, and you have to. We had recruited these kids for a long time, especially JJ. Cortland we'd recruited for about 5 months. But like these are kids now that like I know who they are. I know what they're built like. I know what stock they come from, and we've seen them multiple times. In the spring when I got the job, the only one I really knew was great. Just because I coached him. Everybody else, like I'd seen him play, or you watch him on TV, and you see, but you don't really, when you're recruiting a kid for a week, you don't know what he's made of. You don't know what his competitive spirit is, his toughness, what he's like as a teammate. Does he want to be great? And and so that's kind of the roll of the dice, that you take in the portal. Like all of our kids that we got, I love them. Like unbelievable kids. We did get very fortunate getting high character kids that fit Washington, and but from here on out, I don't want to have to sign 10 guys in the portal. I'd love to start getting 3-4 freshmen, every year, and then just kind of patch it up in the portal with 3 or 4 guys. Because you have to have some consistency and having guys for 2-3 years, And I know it's easier said than done nowadays, or it's harder than it is, but like that's my vision for what we have to do to be successful here.